everybody, Ash from the Cat and Vitus Show here to tell you that 2016 sucked. Like, it was garbage. What a garbage year 2016 was. I mean, country set on fire. Everyone who was ever famous ever died. And on top of all of that, I always typically in bad years take solace in the movie theater. I go to the movies, I'm like, oh, this will surely take my pain away. And in 2016, that was not the case, because this might be the worst year of movies I have ever sat through in my life. So, you know, without further ado, let's talk about my top 20 worst movies of 2016. Yeah. First, before we begin though, I am honestly baffled by how much bad shit I saw in 2016, to the point where so much horrendous crimes against humanity aren't even on this list. So let's list off some terrible dishonorable mentions that missed the cut. Love and Friendship, Kindergarten Cop 2, 9 Lives, Ben-Hur, Assassin's Creed, Jane Got a Gun, The Fifth Wave, 999, The Mechanic, Hands of Stone, Warcraft, Jason Bourne, so much dumb shit, so much bad shit that didn't even make the list. So are you ready to see what did? Let's start. The Free State of Jones is a movie I was really looking forward to, considering I'm quite a history buff and I love Matthew McConaughey. I was excited to see this movie, but then I found out this isn't that cool history movie. This is more so that boring history lesson, like the worst history lesson you ever got in high school, where you were just falling asleep on your desk, but imagine that for 2 hours. Fuck it. You know, I'm one who can kind of go back and forth on whether I like the artsy-fartsy movie genre or I don't like it, but High Rise is definitely in the don't like category, don't like very much. This is one of those artsy-fartsy movies that I got nothing but anger from. It's pretentious, it's bad, it's bullshit. Cinematography's good. That's literally it. Everything else is just weird, and I guess my little mind couldn't understand it, but fuck it. And then we have movies like this that are on the other end of the spectrum. Ride Along 2 is one of the worst comedies I saw all year. Not a single joke was funny, the chemistry didn't work. I'm just starting to get sick of seeing Kevin Hart in every single comedy movie just doing the same jag every time. It's just like, oh, wow! And it's like, that's it. That's this entire movie. I never saw Ride Along 1, and I never will. Allegiance is just sad. It's sad that this movie exists. It's like just watching a dog with just 2 legs just dragging itself across the street and going like, someone love me. And you know the best thing to do is to just put that dog down. That is what Allegiance is. And I guess we did put it down because it was so bad. It was so bad, like all around, that they're not making that last movie. No, it's going to be some dumb TV show that I'm sure no one will watch. Whee! Holy terrible sequels, Batman and Zoolander 2! What the hell was Zoolander 2? I mean, this is one of the worst comedies of the year, as well as one of the worst comedy sequels I have ever seen in my life. This is a movie that takes characters I've been in love with since I was in middle school. It makes them so bad, so horrible, that it made me like the original Zoolander less. It's a weird movie. Everything it does, look at it on paper, that should be funny, and why am I not laughing? As if I thought it wasn't possible for me to hate love enough, Nicholas Sparks keeps coming along to say, hey, I bet I could make you hate it even more. The choice is just garbage. It is garbage. It's long. It's overdrawn. The characters suck. The romance suck. It's a movie that makes you hate love, and then it keeps you there for a ridiculous amount of time, and just the hatred grows inside of you, and you come out just going like, you know what? I'm probably gonna die alone, and that's fine. Dog Eat Dog barely qualifies as a movie. I don't even know why it's on here. This is just one of those shitty Nicolas Cage movies that came out every year. I watched it on Netflix one morning. I was like, wow, that was genuinely some of the worst shit I have ever seen, and it doesn't even have the decency to make Nicolas Cage having some entertaining freak out. And if a Nicolas Cage movie doesn't have an entertaining freak out, then what's the fucking point? And here we are with the first 2017 release I saw. And of course it's on this list. I mean, The Forest is just horrifically bad horror. In a year where horror films kind of made a little comeback. Everything else really sucked, but the horror genre was solid. We did not get off to a good start with this one. This is a movie that takes a brilliant concept of the suicide forest in Japan, something that is vastly interesting to me, something I want to write movies about, and just completely fucked it up in every way, shape, or form. It somehow made a movie with double Natalie Dormers, impossible to sit through. Oh, you knew this year's Gem of the Holograms was going to be on this list. Max Steel is just why? Why does Max Steel exist? It's just such a stupid idea. Should have never been made. It feels like a shitty straight-to-DVD movie that isn't even good enough to be shitty straight-to-DVD, and it has like actual talent behind it. Andy Garcia was in this. Andy Garcia had a very weird year. First he's in the shitty Iron Man ripoff, and then he's just, you know, walking out of a place in Passengers. What the fuck? Don't stop it! You know, the more and more I think about Gods of Egypt, the more and more I think it's probably better than a lot of the shitty comedies I saw this year, but for all the wrong reasons. I mean, Gods of Egypt is so hilariously bad, I can't even believe it. This is a movie that it wanted you to have fun with, it wanted you to take it seriously, but you can't get past how stupid it is. I mean, the story sucks, the characters are hysterically bad, and on top of all that, the CGI in this movie looks like it came from the early 2000s. It is just ridiculous and it's hilarious to look at, and it might be one of the only films on this list that I would consider rewatching again while drunk. Alice Through the Looking Glass has the same problem that the original Alice in Wonderland had. It's just bright colors yelling at you for an entirety of a movie, and it's unbearable, it's impossible. I fell asleep through most of it, but it's here anyway. Ooh, now we're getting into the movies that I felt personally attacked by. Masterminds is a movie that I believe was supposed to come out last year. It came out this year instead, despite the fact it shouldn't have come out any year. Masterminds is a terrible film. It is a terrible comedy. It is terrible in everything it does. It's one of those movies that came out this year that you can't even ironically enjoy it. You can't be like, oh, well, maybe if I was fucked up it would be funny. This is one of those movies so bad, so horrible, that you just want to die when you're watching it. Movies are supposed to be an escape, man. They're not supposed to make you want to die. Oh, here's one that went under the radar. I Saw the Light is a movie about Hank Williams, and it stars Tom Hiddleston and Elizabeth Olsen. And I know what you're saying. That sounds like a winner right there, Ash. That's what I said. And then I watched it to find this is one of the worst biopics I have ever seen in my entire fucking life. This movie is absolutely terrible. It is long. It is boring. It does an insane disservice to the actual people. It makes you dislike the actors in the leading roles somehow a little bit less. Like, it's just insane to me. Elizabeth Olsen was top waifu when I went into the year. After I saw this movie, not anymore. Nobody asked for the Huntsman Winter's War. Then again, nobody asked for cancer, and we got it all the same. This movie is an absolute tragedy that it was made. It shouldn't have been made because no one gave a shit about the original movie. No one saw the original movie. I didn't see the original movie. Maybe people went to see it in droves. I don't care. It's got insane amounts of talent behind it, yet somehow all that talent doesn't seem to shine through. In fact, it all just comes off as terrible acting, and I can't even believe it. It all just feels like the shittiest Lord of the Rings fanfiction you've ever seen put to screen in your life, and I hate it. Oh, Sasha. Oh, Sasha, why you gotta do this to me? You were my hero! I loved Sacha Baron Cohen so much in high school, I felt like he raised my comedic roots. Then he comes out with The Brothers Grimsby this year. Oh, Sacha Baron Cohen and Mark Strong, that should be a winner. One of the most unbearably bad comedies I've ever seen in my life. It is gross for the sake of being gross, and as someone who loves gross shit, this movie still found a way to just make me uncomfortable while I was watching it. Not in a, ooh, this is a funny uncomfortable way, in a way where I was just genuinely angry, I was sad, I was depressed, I felt betrayed. How could you do this to me, Sasha? I feel bad for everyone involved in this picture, but not as bad as I feel for me for having to sit through it. As if it wasn't enough that now I gotta deal with Adam Sandler running around on Netflix pretending he's a cool guy, now I gotta deal with Kevin James doing the same bullshit. True Memoirs of an International Assassin is one of the worst Netflix originals I have seen all year, and it basically suffers from the same problems these Adam Sandler straight-to-Netflix movies suffer from. The action sucks, so, you know, main guy doesn't get to be the cool guy he wanted to be, and nothing is funny whatsoever. It's a movie that gives you nothing. You know, when you watch movies, they're supposed to send you plot points and ideas, and you're supposed to ingest them into your brain and just go, yes. But this movie, it's like there was a wall. It was just like, no, Ash, this is way too stupid. Don't let it in. Okay, I lied. Gods of Egypt isn't the only movie on this list that I'd consider rewatching while drunk, because Norm of the North is an absolute masterpiece of shit. I mean, this is one of those movies that looks exactly like all those shitty Disney ripoff movies that you see at the Redbox where you're like, no one in their right mind would ever rent that. But I guess someone went up and went, someone in their right mind would pay to go see that in the movie theater. I mean, Norm of the North, it is a South Park joke come to life. I mean, literally, it's like, Rob Schneider is a polar bear, and when his home's about to get taken over, he's gonna learn that twerking and dancing's the only, like, what the fuck? What is this movie? What is this movie? The animation is terrible, the voice acting is terrible, the story is terrible. Yet all the same, I kind of want to watch it right now. It's just, it's one of those. I bet you were wondering where Adam Sandler was on this list. Oh yeah, that's right, he's right here at number 3. The Do-Over somehow did the impossible. Adam Sandler made a movie worse than The Ridiculous Six. That is right. The Do-Over is just a big mismatch of everything I hate about current Sandler movies today. I mean, it starts out, the first hour of this movie is just him and David Spade on a unfunny, boring vacation with shitty country music and beer and having a good time. Then it turns into this insane, oh no, it's an action film with shitty action and all of this and that and that and that. And then by the end of it, it does something it didn't deserve to do. It tries to make you feel. Oh, it tries to make you feel something in your heart balls. Guess what? It didn't work. No, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve to make movies anymore. Not on Netflix, not in theaters. Stop it. That's the sound of me nailing in the final nail into the Marlon Wayans coffin. This guy needs to just stop, because 50 Shades of Black is just another example of how the parody genre is dead. It's dead! David Wayne made a good one in 2014, but none of you gave a shit. Now Marlon Wayans is still making them, and he makes this one, a parody of 50 Shades of Grey. Oh, what a new joke. Oh, what a new thing to do. Oh, what a thing. It doesn't work. It's not funny. The jokes suck. Marlon Wayans is just pissing me off. It's a bad movie. It's a bad movie. But it's not as bad as another movie I saw this year. That's right, we have made it all the way from 20 to 2. Now it's time for number 1, and I'm sure you're all sitting there shocked like, what? Ash, the Adam Sandler movie is at number 1? 50 Shades of Black is at number 1? What could possibly be number 1? I sure hope it's not from someone you respect. What have you done? What have you done to me, Kevin Smith? What have you done to me? Yoga Hosers is one of the worst, sorry excuses for a movie I have ever seen in my life. Kevin Smith doesn't give a shit anymore. I mean, this is a guy, I grew up getting into film, you know. He was one of my biggest influences. I love Kevin Smith. Mallrats, Clerks, Chasing Amy. This guy is a master of his craft. Yet somehow Yoga Hosers is one of the worst pieces of shit I have ever seen. The characters are cringe-inducing to the most extreme. The writing is some of the most basic, stupid bitch shit I have ever seen. And the story is just, what? What, sausage Nazis? Sausage Nazis? And then they show up, and it's all because of critics. This is just Kevin Smith's middle finger to critics, saying, ha, I'll make a bad movie for you to shit on. It'll be ironic, ha ha ha. Well, guess what? It's not okay. It's not okay. You don't get to put your fandom through this too. I may be a movie reviewer, but I am a Kevin Smith fan first, and you soiled that. Whew, I did not expect to get that angry in this video. I went into it, I'm like, oh, we'll make some goofs, some gaffes about some bad movies, and we'll call it a day, but Jesus, I'm angry. 2016 changed me. It made me a mean person because of its shit movies. So of course I want to hear what you think. What are the movies you saw in 2016 that just made you angry? They made you furious. They made you think, is this really the art form I want to get behind? Is film dead after Kevin Smith makes a movie about his daughter taking on sausage Nazis? I don't know, just let me know your thoughts, man. I'm gonna go meditate, get some coffee, do whatever the thing is. Like, comment, subscribe, follow on the socials. Stay classy.